Hey everyone, this is Sterling Lee. I'm the Ward 2 Regional Counselor for the town of Ajax. And this is my little web series that I may or may not be starting, depending on how successful this is going to be. This is just a chance to get to know your local area, Durham region, constituents, politicians, etc. And with me, I have one of my favorite people of all time, Lisa Bauer. Lisa, why don't you
Hi.
introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Sterling. Thanks for
Hi.
inviting me on your show.
Yes, my
Uh,
very professional show.
yes. I'm Lisa Bauer. I'm the local counselor for the town of Ajax, Ward 3. Hey, Ward 3. And this is the first time I've done something like this, so I'm
Me
excited.
too. And you could tell by the production values. Lisa, how have you been? What's going on in your world right now?
Oh, good question. Thanks. No, it's going okay. I'm doing okay. I'm home with my daughter. We are staying home as much as we can. We're both working from home. I have this job and another job. So luckily, I've been able to continue both at home on the computer. And my daughter is almost finished school. She's got a couple more essays and I think an exam. So lots of dog walking, lots of staying home, lots of trying to just keep as much routine as possible.
That's
How about
good.
you?
I am going slightly crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You
So
know,
we're starting what, week three, or we're in the middle of week three of our isolation. And I'll be honest, with a toddler, it is not the easiest thing to do. Finn, my son Finn, he's 2.5 years old. He's the greatest in the world, but he's used to like the structure of a daycare, which I'm realizing as a failure as a parent, I am not able to provide. So when in doubt, it's like throw on Disney Plus, throw on Storybots on Netflix. But then yeah, thankfully the weather's gotten a lot nicer too. So we've been taking him on walks on our trails, keeping 6 meters apart from everyone. Is it 6 feet?
yep,
It's 6 feet. No, it's six
six
meters,
feet.
right? Six
Two
feet.
2 meters, 6 feet.
Yeah, 6 meters is quite pretty big
Yeah.
distance. Well, you know
I'm not
what?
letting him that
We've been
far away
keeping
from
six
you.
meters just
Yeah.
in case. And then we also got him a portable sandbox for our backyard.
Oh, fun.
So thankfully, if it's a bit chilly and he doesn't feel like walking, you just throw him in the sandbox. And to his credit, he's pretty self-sufficient. He enjoys just playing in the sand, and it allows me to
Yeah.
kind of watch him and enjoy that time. We've also decided to potty train my kid
Oh,
at this time
boy.
because we're like, why not? Like we'll probably be
You have
isolated
all the
for
time right now.
another few
Yeah.
weeks, exactly, another few months. And so, yeah, he's walking around without bottoms. It's this way of potty training called the holy crap method or something, where it's like
Okay.
you're supposed to let him like pee himself so that I think the principle behind it is that he gets so uncomfortable, he wants to go to the potty. And then,
Right.
yeah, the first few
Ah,
days I cleaned up a lot of pee, but now we seem to have it down where he kind of goes at set times. So we've been 3 days without an accident, knock on wood.
that's awesome.
Do you remember how you potty trained your kids?
You know, it was probably a very similar type of method, but we didn't have a name for it. There was a little potty for Gavin that we just kind of moved into every room of the house. If we were in the living room, it was in the living room. If we were in the kitchen, it was in the kitchen. And he picked it up fast, I think. And Emma was super fast. Like she was born ready. Like she was so independent. She basically taught herself how to go potty, how to drink from a cup, she did not wear pull-ups. She was just
Oh,
a
wow.
independent little thing. But going back to what you said about daycare and Finn and having that structure and routine, um, boy, oh boy, don't you ever appreciate the ECEs. And
There are certain groups I feel I appreciate 1,000% more. One
yeah.
is grocery clerks. you know,
Oh, I know.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. So, we moved, we're at Roslyn and Audley now. So we go to the Longos, and the staff there have been so awesome. They've been, as soon as you walk in, they give you a little wipe for your cart. They give you some hand
Yes.
sanitizer. They have like markers for like the 6 feet, not 6 meters distance. And, they've been pretty friendly throughout. But you can just
Yes.
see the exhaustion in their faces.
Of
And,
course.
God bless those people.
Absolutely. I heard it just on the news today how they are redefining who our heroes are, and including in the healthcare and frontline workers. We're talking about the grocery store guys. Lots of young kids work there part time,
Yeah.
and they are essential workers. So, those guys, and the people who are delivering our mail, and picking up our garbage. Like, people, like, we totally take for granted the services we receive.
Totally.
And so I'm really, really appreciative, of course, not for the situation we're in, but for the fact that people are working hard, and we all just want to help each other as much as we can.
So you have two kids, and their ages are right now.
Well, both of them will probably be upset with me that I talked about potty training.
No,
Right?
here's the pictures.
Yeah. So my son Gavin he just turned 26. He is married to a lovely girl named Isa, and they live actually over at Pat Bailey Square in the apartments there.
Nice.
So we haven't been able to get together um, for a number of weeks now. So we usually watch The Walking Dead on Sunday nights as a family.
You still watch The
So
Walking Dead
we do.
after
Yeah,
10
Emma started,
seasons. You still
yeah.
watch it.
So every Sunday. So lately, what we've been doing is we all watch it at the same time, and then we call each other and do FaceTime at the commercials and
Oh,
talk
that's
about it.
hilarious.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
And then Emma is 20. She will be 21 in a couple of weeks.
cool.
So yeah, she was the one who started watching Walking Dead and got us all hooked. So yeah, so they're grown up, but as a parent, like Finn's little, but you will always feel that way as a protective parent, and
Not
you
as
miss
much
your
as I
kids.
thought. I really thought I would be a total helicopter dad.
Yeah.
Basically, like just hanging out with my niece and nephews, and I'd always be like, "Oh, watch out for that table," or "Oh, you know." But I find with Finn, I just want to make sure I'm consciously ensuring I'm not that helicopter dad. So I
Yes.
find I'm doing a lot of just checking myself and not running to him as soon as he falls. And I find if you don't give him too much of the attention, they just pick themselves back up and
Yeah.
they're fine, right? So.
Yeah. They're very resilient.
And you
They
mentioned a dog.
they can tell. Pardon?
You mentioned a dog.
Yes. Thank goodness for JoJo, because she's the reason I go walking. Um, yeah. So we got her. She is 10. We think she's 10. We got her about 5 years ago, and from the shelter, and they said that they thought she was around 5 at that time. So she's a great dog. She's a black lab mix. Um,
And why the name
she
JoJo?
she came with a name. Her name
Oh,
was
that makes sense.
Josephine, and I know. So they were cursed. I think the previous owners, called her Josephine, and then when they surrendered her to the shelter, they started calling her Joey. And then when we got her, um, we started calling her JoJo. Just no reason, just liked it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. What about you guys? No pets?
We have a cat named Cleo. It was
Oh, nice.
Amanda's cat. So when Amanda and I started dating, I guess like 10 years ago now, I inherited this cat with her. And because of this cat, I developed adult asthma, which is great.
Oh.
But just shows how much I truly love this cat if I'm willing to put up with wheezing every night before I go to bed. Because yeah, she
No
just
kidding.
yeah, I had a cat when I was like super young, like 5 years old, and his name was Whiskey, and he ended up running away, but I wasn't allergic then. But with Amanda's cat, I was heavily allergic. And I
Yeah.
remember just one night just couldn't breathe. And the next day I went to like the doctor and I was like, Doc, like, I explained, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm wheezing. I think I'm dying, which is always my default setting. And
Of
then the
course.
doctor's like, yeah, you have asthma. Here's a picture. And I was like, oh,
And you're like, what? I'm
yeah.
30. Yeah.
I didn't think, yeah, it was the same thing. I didn't think you could get adult asthma, but
Yeah.
apparently you can. And I've been on two different puffers. One's a steroid and one is just the Zen or the Ventolin, which you take in emergencies.
So do you have to do it every day, or just when you feel like?
The Ventolin when I have a trigger an attack, and then the
Okay.
Zenhale generally, yeah, two puffs a day.
Huh. How's Amanda doing, by the way?
She is great. So Amanda is my wife, for those of you who are tuning in and don't know, but I can't imagine anybody tuning in not knowing. But yeah, Amanda's been my
Yeah.
is my wife.
Hi.
We
Yeah.
got married in 2016, and she's wonderful. She's a producer for a stable of photographers. So obviously
Okay.
they've been impacted hard. So she's been working from home 4 days a week.
Okay.
But we've said it because regional council, we have meetings every other Wednesday. So she takes Wednesdays as her day off, which allows me to do this kind of stuff and
That's
go on the meetings
perfect.
like we had today.
Very good.
Yeah. We just finished the Tiger King documentary on Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
And do you watch it
You
or no?
watched it?
Yeah.
I watched about maybe 15 minutes or so of, I must have been one of the episodes near the end of it because Emma was watching it and then I happened to join her and I'm like, what is this? So I got the scoop pretty much in that 15 minutes of what it was all about.
They're all kind of crazy. Like I find like there's not a single redeeming character. And generally I don't watch things like ironically. I don't watch things because it's like a car wreck. But there was something fascinating about like just how oblivious all of these people were
Oh,
to the world around them, and
yeah,
how they completely normalized really weird behavior.
yes.
And
100% agree with you.
yeah,
One of those, it's like how they say about a car wreck, right? Like you can't help but watch, right? Or have a
yeah,
look. It's like what garbage are you watching? And then the next thing you know, I'm like sitting down with her and,
you're finished.
and watching it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a bit too long. I think it was like 7 episodes, which was kind of lengthy. But we
Yeah.
finished all seven, and yeah, it was good, not great.
Yeah.
But so it was good that we know what everyone's talking about because, like as you were saying, everyone's posting it on the internet and whatnot. So
Exactly.
I'm not
That's
completely
it.
oblivious to it. And then we're also watching Better Call Saul, which is the sequel to Breaking
Oh
Bad,
yeah.
which is
Okay.
phenomenal.
Is it? I've seen
Yeah.
commercials. I haven't watched it.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
No, probably one or two episodes, but I never was a follower.
Look at my look
I
right now.
know, right? You know what?
Look
I
at my
like.
exasperated look right
Are you
now.
scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, it's good.
No, I'm a Corey fan. I watched Coronation Street probably for the last, well, I want to say 30 years or so. Is it
Do you
even
all
on
call
that
it
long?
Corey? Is that a normal thing?
I think so.
Oh,
Um,
I thought you meant you're like
I
a
think
Corey Feldman fan. And I was
no.
like, oh, okay.
Well, nothing wrong with Corey Feldman, but and Corey Haim,
Isn't there?
but
Not to try.
Coronation Street
Yeah,
Sunday
Coronation
morning.
Street.
But you know, it's funny because I think they play that show 5 days a week, and they do a double episode on Mondays. They're half hour. But I never watched during the week. But then on Sundays, they play them all together. So it was a 3 hour stretch on early Sunday mornings, which was great. It made up the, I spent my morning doing that. But they recently, just this past Sunday, they dropped it. They cut it in half to just an hour and a half, like three episodes now. And I think that's likely because they've stopped production
Oh, right.
over there, right? So it's funny the things that are you don't really pay attention to, and you're like, oh, but then you realize it's just that whole ripple effect, right? So yeah, so I'm a huge Corey fan, Walking Dead fan. Thanks to you, I've been rewatching the West Wing.
Oh, West Wing is so good.
Love that show,
What
so
episode are you
good.
on?
Season 3, they just finished some of the interviewing, I think, or they've just started. They've called Leo McGarry up
Oh,
for
the
the
House Committee.
hearings. Yeah,
Yeah, such a good episode.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot Mary Louise Parker was on that show.
I think she just had her first episode, like the
Right,
last couple
where you're watching,
episodes.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
forgot I developed such a crush on Mary Louise Parker because of this
Did you?
show. Yes, oh,
She
very
was
much
so
so.
serious looking though. Her
Yeah, but she had a
character, I
fun
guess,
side
but
to it, and you
yeah.
know, I like strong women, right? So
There
yeah,
you
it
go.
was. Yeah, I think I'm about like 7 episodes ahead of you. I'm just CJ just got her bodyguard,
Oh, okay. No, I'm not there. I don't know that part yet.
which spoiler alert doesn't end
Yeah,
too.
thanks. Okay. Something
Yeah,
happens with CJ then.
you said you saw it already, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's good. Way more TV watching than normal.
Yeah, I know.
Had some good time opportunity to read. Um,
What are you reading?
you know, I'm reading a lot of council stuff. I'm reading a lot of work stuff. Like my other job is in full force right now, so we're doing a lot of market update calls and
And just
just
high
a
level
lot
for
of.
anyone who doesn't know, what is your day job?
My day job is I work in a small family business that specializes in personal insurance and investments.
Oh, great.
So I've been there. Yeah, I'm an administrator, but I'm also fully licensed, and I have a life insurance license and a mutual funds like investment license. So I have a very small handful of my own clients, but I prefer the administration side over there. And it's a family company. So my dad and two of my three sisters, we run it all. My
Oh,
sister's
perfect.
the president. Yeah, my dad's semi-retired, so he's he still works every day, but he's got his own handful of specialized clients. My sister runs the company. My other sister runs the office. I do a lot of the paperwork. And then my other sister works occasionally for us part time because she full time, her job is with the Canadian Opera Company. So
Oh,
yeah, so she's been impacted. They're not
right. There's no shows
putting
or
on,
anything,
yeah,
right?
there's no shows or anything right now, but yeah, so it's kind of cool. She's a stage director, and she does theater shows and traveling, like school, like the traveling theater type shows as well. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So it's a great business, great company.
Can she hook me up with
Right
Hamilton
now,
tickets?
she probably could, but if she did that, she'd have to do me first. Oh yeah, you didn't get to go see your
Yeah.
show.
So oh, it was like literally the Sunday before Ontario shut everything down.
Yeah,
Um, is so Mervish, as of the Friday, said, you know what, we're still gonna run, reduce seating and see where it
yeah,
goes. Saturday they got a ton of pressure to shut it down, and then Sunday we got an email saying it was shut down.
yeah. My
And
daughter was supposed to see Come From Away with her boyfriend that
oh,
same weekend, and they couldn't go.
but Hamilton has been like one of those shows that, like back in 2015, like during the federal election, it was something I listened to over and over, and it's one of those things that I've been dying to see. And
Yeah.
I guess I'm just fated to never see Hamilton. So please tell
You
your
might. You'll
sister.
see. You'll see it in the fall when
No, it's
everything.
apparently it's like a limited run, and then they're
Oh, is it?
making up
Oh,
shows. So pretty much, if you miss it, you miss it.
oh, bummer. Did you see
Yeah.
Come From Away?
No, I
Oh,
wanted
you got to
to,
go see that.
but we used to see it. I used to see quite a few musicals, to be honest. But
Yeah,
when you have a kid, you go out once
yeah,
every 6 months. And so
yeah.
yeah, I haven't. But you've seen Come From Away. It's good.
It was fantastic. The kids and I. So it was probably a couple Christmases ago, and I bought all three of us tickets for Christmas. And the kids, because I couldn't get tickets to, I don't know, there was some kind of music concert they wanted, Ed Sheeran, I think. So anyway, I get these Come From Away, and it wasn't until July. So no, everybody kind of forgot about it, and then it was the day to go, so we took the train down, had dinner, all that kind of stuff. And the kids were not excited about it at all because they didn't really know what it was about or the story or anything. So
Sure.
in the theater, they have all these posters up and pictures up, and they give you some of the history of 9/11 and everything else that was happening. And so we sat down, and they were kind of whatever. And so I happened to be talking to the lady beside me. And I said, my kids aren't really excited about seeing this play, because she was going on and on about how excited she was. I said, but hopefully they'll enjoy it. So by the end of it, they were on the edge of their seats. They couldn't take their eyes off the production. And then it was all over, lights come up, and they're like, Mom, this was amazing. It was awesome. So I just looked at the lady beside me. I'm like, see, I knew
Told
they
ya.
would like it.
Told
Yeah.
ya. And so much so, your daughter wants to go again.
Yeah. She was taking her boyfriend for their anniversary.
Aw.
And so they didn't get to go, but I think they got a credit, or they can get their money
Yeah,
back or something. Yeah.
that's what happened to us, but it's not the
Yeah.
same.
So I highly recommend it. Like, you would never think that a play about a disaster um, would be something that people would want to see. But you know what? I gotta say, Newfoundlanders are amazing people. So I mean, I loved it. I loved it.
Well, you and I can start writing the COVID-19 musical, and we'll see how
Oh,
well
jeez.
that is successful. I don't know what the story is, but you and
I
I
would not
can.
buy tickets for that.
I'm sure they said the same thing about Come From Away, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Um,
wow.
well, Lisa, this has been we've been chatting for a bit. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you so much for joining me
Oh,
today.
thanks for having me, Sterling. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I just figured if, rather than just talking to each other, we could talk and kind of, put it out there and get people to. Well, on that note, is there anything you wanted to plug?
Yes, you know what? I would love to say a hello to everybody, and I hope everyone is doing okay and holding up as best you can with your family and your loved ones. And thank you to everybody who's been volunteering their time or their money or their food, their help, their service to others during this very crazy time. I do want to plug the Salvation Army and specifically their food bank. They are expecting a huge increase in the next few weeks of people who need that help. So if anybody is able to make a donation, either of food, non-perishable food, or money, they can be dropped off. You can go to the website, actually. It's tsahope.com, I believe. And there's instructions. Yeah, tsahope.com/donate.
Okay.
And donate today. And that has the time and all the details for donating. So I think that would be great if you can. Please.
And where can people find you on social media?
I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And you have to say what your handle is now.
Oh, Lisa for Ajax.
Putting you on the spot there. You're like,
I don't know. I just open up my stuff.
Just Google.
I think I'm just Lisa Bauer on Facebook, and I think for Instagram and possibly Twitter, I am Lisa for Ajax.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One thing I want to give out a shout out to is the it's called the Pickering Ajax Caremonger group. So as soon as this whole thing started, you had told me about this actually. I think some dedicated volunteers within the community, just sight unseen, started their own Facebook group to help more or less the vulnerable, the people who can't go out and get groceries, or seniors, people with disabilities. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've taken over 300 calls and raised $300 for folks in need. And of that, 1,000 of which has already been distributed to families within Ajax and Pickering. So it's a fantastic good news story. And I will also include a link for their GoFundMe if anybody is able to throw them a few dollars. And then if you want to volunteer because you're going crazy just staying indoors, I'll also include their Google Docs to sign up as a volunteer.
Oh,
so
great.
Thank you to the Ajax Caremongers for all the work they do. And this was just, I just wanted to make sure we kind of point out all some good things in the community that are happening, which is
absolutely.
And last question before I let you go, it is Easter weekend. What are you doing for the weekend?
What am I doing for the weekend? Well,
Friday night. I'm doing every single day.
Yeah. It's not the weekend. No. Friday nights and Saturday nights, I usually am on. I have some friends. So Friday nights, there's a group of us that meet on Zoom, and we just, chat and we have our little fun together, but online instead of in person. Saturday, same thing.
I don't see my invitations.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable.
Did you not get it? Oh, boy. Saturday, same thing. Different crowd, my neighbors. Sunday, actually, my dad, my soon to be 78-year-old dad, organized.
Is it on Sunday?
No, at the end of April.
Okay.
So he organized, starting a couple of weeks ago, a family Sunday night Zoom with all the grandchildren and cousins and whoever can jump on. So that's Sunday nights.
I'm also looking and I don't see an invitation for that.
Oh, my dad must not have your email.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable for everybody watching right now.
So, and we're Catholic, and our church, as you know, all churches are not celebrating public masses, but they do have a lot of services available online. So Father Keith at St. Bernadette's will be live streaming mass. So it's a full, this is a full weekend of masses as well. And they also have the Cardinal that does them live from St. Michael's downtown. So we'll figure it out. But mostly it's family, and we'll probably do some FaceTiming and stuff with the kids as well.
Cool.
What about you guys?
We were supposed to go to my sister's for dinner, which obviously is not happening. So I think we'll treat Easter very much the same as all other days of this week and previous weeks. But I think we'll try and do maybe a Easter egg hunt for Finn.
Yeah. That was so cute about when the mayor announced that the Easter Bunny is an essential worker.
We gotta get the Tooth Fairy. We gotta get the Tooth Fairy on that list.
Oh yes, that's true.
She's not been visiting.
No, she doesn't come to our house anymore either.
Gotta put those gloves on, Tooth Fairy. We're just gonna be low key. But Lisa Bauer, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Sterling.
joining. And I'll put all her links on underneath this video. I hope everyone had a fantastic time. I know I did. It was very fun, Lisa, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. Thanks,
I'm
everybody.
starving for human contact now.
Yeah, I
And
know.
please don't leave. But yeah, everyone have a fantastic Easter weekend, and hopefully we'll be doing more of these. So everyone, see you
Wonderful.
later.
Bye.